Hello and welcome to Let's Talk with Bishop R.C. Blakes. R.C. is an author, empowerment teacher, and the proud pastor of the New Home Ministries of New Orleans, Louisiana and Houston, Texas. His message circles the globe. His conversational and candid approach to challenging content makes him a relevant voice to all generations. Get ready for a life-changing transformational conversation.
Welcome back. We've been talking about my latest book, The Training for Reigning. This is the third book in what I call the trilogy, books written by me to women for the empowerment of women. First book is Father-Daughter Talk. The second book is Queenology. And here's my third and latest book, Training for Reigning, Wisdom to Unleash Exceptional Womanhood. And today we're talking from chapter 3. We're talking about 5 people every queen needs. Make no mistake about it, you are not an island. You are going to need people, but you're going to need a certain circle with specific people. So a queen's circle must be intentional, a queen's circle must be profitable, and a queen's circle must be purposeful. If you look over in 1 Kings in the Bible, chapter 12, verses 6 through 10, it records a very telling story about a young king and how he poorly chose his inner circle. Listen to how it reads. It says, "And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father, while he yet lived, and said, How do you advise that I may answer the people? And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. But he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye that we may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto this people, that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins." But now the thing I want you to get from this, notice how this young king chose his friends to be his inner circle over the proven wisdom of the elders. And as we dive deeper into this story, we will see why he lost his throne. He did not hearken to the counsel of the experienced men, but listened to the young, ambitious fellows. And so the story continues in 1 Kings 12, 16 through 20. And it says this, Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house. David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones that he died. Therefore the king Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot, to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only. So this man lost his reign because of an unqualified circle, listening to people who didn't know what they were talking about. Now, as I ponder the idea of a woman reigning over, an exceptional and an extraordinary God-ordained life, there are 5 distinct types of people I want to suggest that every queen-conscious woman needs in her circle. The first of which, number 1, every queen needs a counselor or mentor. Every queen needs a counselor or a mentor. And this would be the Mordecai type. In the Bible, Esther was mentored by her cousin who actually raised her, a brother by the name of Mordecai. Lisa and I have a 12-week group mentoring program called the Mordecai Mission, because it was Mordecai that counseled and mentored Esther into her queendom. Every woman, every queen-conscious woman needs a counselor or mentor along the lines of a Mordecai. Every queen will need the counsel of someone you don't have to question. I think a lot of women, because of societal norms, and how society builds this idea that a young woman should be in contention with her own mother or at odds with her biological mother. And in most cases, women have great mothers that should be respected and whose counsel should be adhered or listened to, but because of the way society hypes, the mother-daughter relationship, women tend to tune out the voices of their mothers and then turn up the voices of your friends, people who know as little as you or less. And while you tune out the voice of your mother, someone who's sacrificed for you, someone who's done nothing but good for you, every queen needs the counsel of someone you don't have to question. And I think primarily in most cases, not all mothers are not created equal. In most cases, that should be the counsel of your mother. That should be the counsel of your fathers. Because you'll need to be scrutinized as a queen for pride. Think about it. As your life actualizes and you move from this level to the next level, who's going to check you? Who do you have in your world? Okay, you're at 6 figures now. You're on your way to 7. You're hitting all of your marks. You're actualizing. You're the best version you've ever been. Who do you have in your circle that can check you, that can counsel you, that can say to you, no, you don't do it like this. This is wrong. Change that. Do it this way. Or do you just have a circle filled with yes people? Now, it really does not, or should I say it really does matter who you listen to, because you're going to need to be scrutinized not only for pride, you're going to also need to be scrutinized for soundness. Are the choices you're getting ready to make or the choices you're making, are they sound? You're going to need to be scrutinized for discretion. This comes by way of what? Counselors, mentors, people in your life who have the right to call you on the carpet. The second person that every queen will need in her life is a queen needs a financial strategist. And this would be a Joseph type. You know, when Joseph got to Egypt, if you know your Bible, you read the story of Joseph. When Joseph got to Egypt, he became a financial strategist for Pharaoh and for the nation. Every queen needs a financial strategist. If you know, if you're going to win in life, you see, we're not masters of multiple fronts. You know, you may be the greatest speaker in the world and you may make a lot of money, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you know what to do with that money. You're going to need to have somebody on your team that can take the money that you know how to earn and can invest that money and multiply that money. You're going to need a financial strategist. Every reigning queen needs a Joseph that helps her to multiply her coins. Stop trying to do everything yourself. This is why God has given certain people skills in this area. We just recently came out of our queenology conference, right, in Atlanta. And our youngest daughter, Rachel, came and, you know, she basically directed things on the day of, and she had everybody on point. And man, she had us, you know, her mother had done all of the leg work, had done all of the pre-planning for the last year and organizing. But Ray came in and she ran the show, and it was like, you know, everything was on time and everybody was on point. And then we sat down at dinner the next night, and Ray was talking about how I can do this and I can do that, but, you know, lead the numbers to mom or lead the numbers to my sister or my aunt. You know, I'm a godmother, because everybody's not designed to do everything. You're going to have to find someone that's good with the numbers. And you're going to need to have somebody that can give you a sound financial plan. What is it? What good is it for you to actualize and you know, make all of this money and not be able to account for it? You're going to need a banker. You're going to need a realtor, somebody that knows how to purchase real estate for you at the right rate. You're going to need an investment broker, somebody that can take your earnings and multiply them. You're going to need a certified public accountant, somebody that can show you where your money is going. You're going to need a tax strategist, somebody that can stop Uncle Sam from taking all of your money. You're going to need a lawyer. Every queen is going to need that. Number three, a queen needs a leader that inspires. And this would be a Solomon type. You know, you're gonna need the kind of man even in your life that that inspires you. You know, when you're queen conscious, you can't just have any kind of little man. You're going to need a Solomon type. You know how the Queen of Sheba came to meet Solomon because she had heard all of these great things about him, and she wanted to come and verify what she had heard. And when she got there, the Bible says she proved him with hard questions, and Solomon answered all of her questions to the point she was almost ready to faint. There was no more spirit left in her. She had met a man that was a leader that inspired her. You're going to need inspirational connections, not just on the romantic front, but even in terms of your friends. You'll get to a point where just the same old, running with the same, you know, women doing the same old jive, you know, low vibrational stuff. That ain't gonna cut it no more. You're gonna need a circle of friends that are on a different level that inspire you. Few things you're gonna, you know, you may glean from the connection between when you look at the Queen of Sheba and Solomon. Letter A, you will have to pay a cost for next level access. Sheba showed up with a train of wealth, She knew that she couldn't just get an audience with this man. She had to come. You're going to have to pay for next level access. There are some of you who are going to have to hire coaches and even mentors to get the kind of next level inspirational connections that you're going to need. Letter B, your attentiveness will determine the measure of value you extract. You can have next level connections, inspirational connections all day long, but if you don't pay attention, you will not extract the value from the encounter. Never get around mentors. Listen to this. Listen to this. Never get around mentors and do all of the talking because you can't impress them. People that are certified and qualified to speak into your life are not necessarily impressed with all of the stuff you're going to be trying to say. You got to learn to be quiet and hear, pay attention. Greatness will always cost you the currency of attention. I'm telling you, man, this book is loaded with a lot of wisdom. Number 4, every queen needs a motivational relationship. Somebody that just, when you're around them, they just cause you to come alive. This would be a Mary type. Mary is a sister who knows how to talk to the dream you're carrying in your soul. The woman who might serve as your Mary is a woman who serves to motivate and encourage you to manifest and to actualize. If you look over in Luke chapter 1, verses 39 through 43, it says, "And Mary arose in those days and went into the hill country with haste into a city of Judah, and entered into the house of Zacharias and saluted Elizabeth. It came to pass that when Elizabeth heard the salutation of Mary, here it is, the babe leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Ghost. And she spake out with a loud voice and said, Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. And whence is this to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me?" When Elizabeth heard Mary's voice, her baby within her leaped. You're going to have motivational friendships that cause your baby to leap. Now, here are the qualities of a Mary, or a woman that is anointed to be your motivational friend. Mary is a kindred spirit to you. Mary and Elizabeth were related. So a Mary is a kindred spirit, somebody that y'all are just connected because you're of the same kind. Letter B, Mary carries the same thing you're carrying. Mary was carrying the same thing Elizabeth was carrying. Letter C, Mary has your best interest. Now, the 5th person that every queen needs in her life is an understudy. You're going to need, as you self-actualize and as you hit your marks, you're going to have an understudy. You're going to have, this would be an Elisha type. The Bible talks about Elijah, Elisha. Well, Elijah was the older, Elisha was the younger. Elijah was the mentor, Elisha was the mentee. Right now, I'm sitting here and I'm being filmed by one of my sons. Literally, he's not my biological, but he might as well have been. He slept at my house. He grew up under me from a little kid. He decided to come by, and he's filming me now. He has his own film on Prime, Perpetrators in Government Systems, and you can go and watch that on Amazon Prime. That's my son. Well, he not just stopping by here. Normally, it would cost people for him to bring all of this equipment. He would have to have his invoice in first. But when I called, he just loaded his carpet. He brought all of this up. You know why? Because he's been an understudy from a child. I don't want what God has put in my life to go to the grave with me. I have to make certain that I pour it back into the next generation. And now what's happening? The next generation is pouring back into me. They're making me relevant in a season, come on now, When most folk are irrelevant and the world wants to hear nothing from them, the world wants to hear from me, because the generation that served as understudies are now coming back into my life to teach me and to educate me. And every queen needs an understudy. Like Elijah had Elisha, who's the young woman that is serving as an understudy in your life? Because there's no success without a successor. If you don't have a successor, you are losing. Now, you're going to have to, this involves a few things. You're going to first have to receive your understudy. You can't be intimidated by younger, more educated, more gifted young women. You got to receive them. Letter B, you're going to have to intentionally teach them what you know. And then letter C, you're going to have to empower them to take up where you leave off. You know what happens when you do that? Now you leave a legacy. You live on in the next generation of women. Wow. If you're really a queen conscious woman, you're going to need all of those other four, but you're going to have to make certain that you pay it forward. I want to see, where's your understudy? What young woman are you raising up, teaching her everything you know, giving her your connections, giving her all of your knowledge without intimidation? The training for reigning. I hope you've been blessed by this. I'm certainly enjoying unpacking this book. Don't forget to go to Amazon or go to RC Blake's store and pick this book up today. If you go to RC Blake's store, now while this is in real time, I will sign and I will put a little note in the book for you. The first 1,000. My hand gets locked up after 1,000. You got the first 1,000. I love you. Thank you so much. And remember this, you are queen.
We here at RC Blake's Ministries want to thank you for spending this time with us today. RC and Lisa are always honored to have you with us. Don't forget to reach out to us by visiting our website at www.rcblakes.com. While you're there, you may join our mailing list and receive a free download of The Laws of Manifesting Your Vision by RC Blakes. Also look at all of the online programs by RC. You may find all books written by RC and Lisa. Once again, all of us here at RC Blake's Ministries want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And as we always say, see you at the top. Have you ever wondered what it'll be like to be mentored and taught by RC and Lisa? To be a part of an exclusive group with opportunities to ask questions to RC directly? There is a program called MORDECAI Mission. It may be the opportunity you're looking for. MORDECAI is a 12-week program conducted on Zoom by RC and Lisa. The program is named MORDECAI because it was Mordecai who mentored Esther into her reign as queen. RC has been called the King of Queens. His passion for empowering women is like that of Mordecai. The program is for women seeking spiritual and emotional healing as well as a sense of purpose and a return to self-love. It's biblically based and spiritually empowered. It is roughly an hour of teaching done by RC. It then moves into Q&A. The program is based on 3 pillars. 1. Inner healing. 2. Self-discovery. And 3. Self-development. The program runs for 12 weeks straight. Meetings are at the same time every weekend. The meetings are about 90 minutes to 2 hours. To be a part of the next group, go to www.rcblakes.com and register. Seats are limited. Pray about it, and if you feel a witness in your heart, don't procrastinate. Go ahead and register.